Okay, hello everyone. My name is Darren Yuistino and today I'd like to give you a short review about a classic musical film that is entitled The Sound of Music, that is released in 1965. So, in this review, I will look at the film using structuralist approach, in which it is a method that I or we often use in literature or maybe media studies to explore how a story is built. Although the film is fun and full of music, it is I believe it is also has deeper meanings and patterns that make it very interesting to analyze. So in structuralism, we focus on how stories are organized through binary opposition, repeated structure, and character archetypes. So the first is the binary opposition that I found in this film. So the first is freedom versus discipline. So Maria as the main character is represented as spontaneous, joyful, and free, meanwhile a Captain Von Trapp is a strict, formal, and emotionally distant. And then for the second, I found it is nature versus order, in which the film opens with a beautiful mountain landscapes, symbols of freedom and spiritual connection. But when Maria enters the Von Trapp house, the environment is represented as a controlled and silent. And then for the third and the last is love versus duty. At first, the captain plans to marry a baroness, mostly because of out of social obligation. But over time, he falls in love with Maria, which represents a deeper and more honest choice. And also, I notice assertive roles in which there are four that I found. First is Maria is clearly hero. The hero that is in which she brings positive change to the family of Von Trapp family. And then for the second is the captain is the, I can say maybe a shadow figure in the beginning, in which he represents as a cold and emotionally blunt. And then for the third is the mother Abyss, I don't know, is the mentor in which a person that is supports Maria during the moments of doubt. And for the last that I found or noticed is the Von Trapp children play the role as innocent who grow and transform with Maria's help. And then as the title, the music, of course the music has a meaning or symbol in the film, in which one of the unique things about in this film is how it uses music to develop the story. So of course each song has a specific purpose, in which I found three music in this film. So the first is Do Re Mi. So it's not just a fun, but it helps Maria teach the children and shows how they build trust together. And then for the second is my favorite things helps comfort the children during a storm circumstance. That is showing music as a tool for healing for children of Von Trapp. And for the last is the Edelweiss becomes a quiet act of resistance. So it reminds us of Austrian identity during the Nazi occupation. And then the space or the place, it also has a symbol of the film. So the first that I found is the mountains. So much background of the mountain that is, for me, it is a repression of freedom, not just physically, but as an emotion. And then for the second is the bay. It's a quiet and spiritual space or place that is a place for Maria to reflect on her identity. And then, oh, sorry, I found three. The three and the last is the house that is represented as a cold and control at first, but it becomes warm and full of love after Maria arrives. So this transformation shows how emotional change is reflected through physical space or place. Then for the next is my personal reflection. So my personal perspective as a student of English education, the Sound of Music film is a wonderful example of structure and storytelling work together. I mean, the combination between that, both of them, is very match between the structure and storytelling, also the music. Even though it look like a simple family story, but it is actually very rich in meaning for me. So what impressed me most is how the film shows music as a form of resistance, especially the settings or the time is during the Nazi occupation. It is represent as oppression, like maybe it creates resistance, in which the music is the form of this film resistance, or the symbol of resistance. Instead of fighting with violence, as represent with the main character, in which Maria brings change through her kindness, creativity, and love. And in the middle of fear and political tension, joy becomes a quiet but powerful form of rebellion. So that message still very relevant today, because in this world, in this time, still very much conflict of this world. Like, yeah, just many example. And fortunately, the solution or resistance is not just comes from the violence or physical, but fortunately it can be form of a song. There is many days songs, lots came the inspiration from oppression, or it is the act of resistance. So it can be form of music, and I appreciate it, and I appreciate that very much. And before I end this short review, maybe here is a simple fact. After I watching the movie, so the first is the real von Trapp family also escaped Austria, just like in the film, but instead they climbing the Alps. They traveled by the train to Italy, and then suddenly they moved to America or United States. And then for the second is the song of Edelweiss, or the Sons of Edelweiss, like an old Austrian folk song. But actually it is written specifically for the film, but still it became so popular that many people thought that it was a traditional sound or song. But the reality is that song or sound is Yes, specifically produced to for the film. And then for the last interesting fact is Captain Von Trapp is a real life naval officer from Austria-Hungary em- Empire or Imperial. So he's a strict but very musical person. Maybe like his orientation strict but very musical. So his personality change in the film reflects as a real emotional journey of his life. Okay, maybe that's all short review that I can give you. And thank you so much for watching this review, and I hope it gives you new ways to see the sound of music, not just entertainment, but also as a powerful of example of narrative and meaning of film or movies. So if you have your own thought about the film or maybe your favorite song, feel free to leave in the comment section. Don't be shy to maybe we can have a discussion about this film. You can just comment in the comment section. Okay, thank you. Maybe that's all for me.